All righty. Well, we are live. Cool beans. We're gonna wait for some people to get in here, and hopefully have a good night tonight. Let's see here. I want to first of all thank Salt Creek Custom Ammunition, True Lock Choke Tubes, and Biscuit Bill 3D for sponsoring me this past year. Hopefully, they will continue to do so, um, especially for the In the Blind series. It has been fun working with them and getting some things done. I just want to thank them up front right now for all of that. Let's see here. This season, well, I got two people in here. Come on, if you're in here, let me know who you are and where you're from. We're going to talk a little bit tonight, mostly about this past season. Kingdom, what's going on, brother? Um, Hope everything's going good where you're at. Um, we'll talk about this past season, my season. I would love to hear about y'all's season, how things went, uh, some exciting moments, some funny moments, your best hunt, where you were at, that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, we're just going to be talking about this season. We may get into some other stuff a little bit later on. I do. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to get in here. About the post that I made on my community page on season dates and limits and whatnot. I really do want to get your feedback on this. Something I've been thinking about for several years, and I really want to get y'all's feedback. So it would be best if you put it on the poll in my community page. I appreciate that. Good here. Regular duck season was a bust for me. Gotcha. Um, I can't remember. You're in Kentucky, is that correct? Am I correct? Am I remembering that correctly? That you're in Kentucky? Um, yeah, I've heard a lot of things from a lot of people all over the country. Some had really good hunts. Some had good seasons. Some started out slow, ended strong. Mine was reversed. I think it started out real strong and then it just went downhill. But that's okay. My light's all kind of goo. I wish it would stay that color right there. It goes in and out. I don't know what's going on with it. Probably need a new one. Let's see here. We started off this season, as most of y'all know, been following the channel. We started off in Louisiana, in Mamou, Louisiana, with Working Man Outdoors, and with Robert and Zach. And um, as far as I'm concerned, I thought we had a really good early teal season, despite the numbers that they generally get. They did not get this year, but despite all that, I think we had a really good season. I was only there for 3 days. We hunted 3 days. We shot teal every day. I mean, there was no skunk days. So I mean, it may have been 5 or 7 or whatever. And of course, the light. Golly, that light. Um, Hello, here, on out in Tennessee. I hear you. Um, the um but they had that one day where we shot a 3-man limit that last day. And it was great. Bougie got in a lot of good retrieves. She made some excellent retrieves. She lost some birds, but she did. She made some really good retrieves from an elevated blind. Of course, we had to put her in the water and that kind of thing because she just hadn't quite figured that one out yet. But we still had a great, great time. Afterwards, came home for a couple of weeks and off to Minnesota, where I met up with my good buddy Cody from After Five Outdoors. And Cody was very apologetic. He kept saying over and over and over, man, we just don't have the ducks. And we were killing 3, 4, 5 a day. And I just looked over at Cody. I said, and I got videos to prove it. Some that y'all probably seen, some that will be coming out later. But I guarantee you, in the first 2 days that I was there, I saw more ducks flying and sitting than I have in the past. I think I quoted myself saying past 2 years, but it's probably a lot longer than that. I saw more ducks in those 2 or 3 days than I ever saw in South Carolina in a very, very long time. Let's see here. Tyler's Kingdom's here. Tyler's in here. Mark J. Larson's there, and Mark Taylor is here. Okay. Cool beans. I'm glad you guys are here. And then we had that 4th day in Minnesota where we shot a three-man 6 duck limit, mallards, pintails, wood ducks. And I had a great time, dude. We shot duck. I brought home ducks. And then I get back to South Carolina. I probably went, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 times here in South Carolina. I have some access to some private property, and I went one day to Little Beaver Pond, and I shot 1 duck. I saw a bunch. They just were not. They didn't want to do anything. There were a bunch of wood ducks, and they were going out the other end. Come to find out, after about the second hunt, I kind of figured it out kind of quick. We had they were roosting. They were roosting in that pond. So when I was easing in there, I was pushing them away to the other end. And of course, they got up at the other end. So I kind of left it alone. It's a roost pond, and I wasn't gonna mess with it. Just let them do their thing. Went to another private spot, and we didn't even. I don't think anybody pulled the trigger. I think they did. I think there was 2 groups of us. All of us knew each other, and one group sat way on the other end of that beaver pond, and we were on the other end, and I think they shot once or twice, and that was about it. Went to a river twice, and I saw a total of 16 ducks in 2 days. They just weren't. Where I was going, they weren't there. Went to the swamp, Santee Swamp, where I love to hunt, and there was absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I think maybe we saw, I don't know, maybe 6 ducks, and they're all wood ducks. I'm not saying this happened to everybody. I heard some guys had some good hunts. Just every time I went somewhere, there was nothing there. So let's see here. Charles Holden, what's going on, brother? Kingdom, only my moderators can put up people's channel names. Yep, that's how that works. Mark J. Larson is one of my moderators, and he can put up your channel, and that's not a problem. On to Louisiana for the second trip, or for the third trip, but the second time to Louisiana. I do have some video, and I'm working on it and working on some other things, and I'll show you all that. But just a little sneak preview of that. The birds, there were some birds in the area, and they were stale, and we saw flocks of pintails. Saw flocks and flocks of spoonbills and teal, and a few wood ducks, but they were stale, and they knew where they were going. They knew where they wanted to go, and we just could not pull them to us. So we did have there were some other shooters there, and they got some shots off. We had one big flock of teal, and it was a community shoot because who knows what did what. Um, we had a couple pair of gadwall came in. One decided to stay. So I mean, it wasn't a barn burner, but there was a lot of things in that hunt that I'm going to show y'all that I hope y'all enjoy when I do get it out. Just give me some time because I've got a list, probably about that long, of videos that I'm trying to get out now that the season's over, and I'm just going through one at a time and trying to push them out. Um, Again, I got 6 people in here tonight. Thanks each and every one of y'all being in here. Anti, what's going on, brother? Um, Again, I did that community post. You know, we're seeing less and less ducks every year. This is last year. Everybody I talked to last year said that was the worst season ever. That was the worst season ever. And this year, I'm hearing the same guys going, no, this year was the worst. And like I said, I'm not saying that everybody had a bad season. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that some people didn't get into some good hunts because I know they did. Um, it's just overall, I think is what I'm trying to get at. Overall, I don't think the season. Um, and you know, I kind of stated last spring I didn't think this season was going to be that great, unless we got some serious weather coming in, which we we just got it. We had a snowfall here over the weekend. We got about I got at my house about anywhere from 5 to 7 inches of snow, and the last I still got some in the yard, so that kind of tells you something. And of course, the season's out. You know, we got 2 more days of federal youth and veteran hunts, which is the next 2 weekends. I may get a chance to go. I don't know yet. Um, and then, of course, you know, we got the snow goose conservation season, which is basically out west. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go on that hunt or not. I've got a lot of things that I have neglected in the past few months, and I need to get to work on that kind of stuff. Some of y'all in here saying y'all had a bad season. Some saying it was okay. So if I missed your post, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of rambling through here tonight. But again, I posted a community post on duck seasons and limits, and I would really love it if y'all would go over there to the community post section and enter. It's a poll. Just just click on it, leave a comment if you like. That's fine. But I really want to get y'all's opinion because it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, and I kind of want to see where y'all stand at it. The poll is very simple. It's reducing the days from now we have a 60-6. Would you like to see a 30-3 or a 40-4 or a 45-6, or would you just want to keep it right here at the 60-6? And I just want to get your feedback on that. So when this is all said and done, if you haven't already, please go over there and take a look at it and give me put your vote in for me. I got 10 inches. North Carolina DOT has not been seen on my road yet. Big mess. Oh my god. Mark is going to be at the NWT in Nashville next weekend. So if anyone is going, if anyone is going to be there, please go see Mark. Mark's a great guy, guys. I mean, I've known Mark through YouTube and talked to him on the phone for, I don't know, 5 years, I guess. And I finally got to meet him this year, and he's a great guy to hang out with. He really is. So y'all, if you haven't seen his channel, he's got a trapping channel, and you know how I am. I love my trappers. So go there and check his channel out. I'd appreciate it. And again, um, Kingdom of Pursuit. Y'all go check his channel out. I've been watching it a little bit here and there, off and on. Uh, got a great little channel going, and he needs your support as well. So, um, I got a couple other announcements as well. I had a goal by the end of the duck season to hit 3,000 subscribers. And with your help, I have made it. I've got 3,000. It's either 45, 3,000, 46. It kind of goes up and down daily. But listen, guys, I do want to appreciate each and every one of you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. It's just that simple. You guys are what drives me to put out content and to do these live streams. So I want to thank you. And for those that share my stuff out, and for those that tell other people about it, I do appreciate it very, very much. I really do. It warms my heart. And on these cold days and nights, I need a lot of warmth in my heart. So we got that going on. Let's see here. If you didn't see the short that I posted, I believe it was last night, go check it out. We did manage to, while we were in the rice/crawfish ponds, were able to shoot a very nice eagle head blue goose and a very nice snow goose. Bougie was on the retrieve for the blue goose, but the other dog got it first. And Bougie did make her first goose retrieve, which was a snow goose. She did have a little help. There's no ifs and buts about it. We had to chase that bird down, and I'm not as fast as I used to be. So my good buddy Robert and his dog went out, and Bougie spotted it and took off, and she brought it back to hand. So I'm happy about that. You're welcome, buddy. So she had a first, and you'll see that. If you haven't seen the short, go take a look at the short, and it will more likely be on the bigger video anyway. Next few weeks, as I get time to do it. But I do have a lot of what in tarnation? After 5 Outdoors is in the house. What's going on? What's going on, Cody? So we had, in my opinion, and the one before I go there, Bougie's total now is Scott Schultz. How you doing? Appreciate you stopping in. Bougie's total for this season was 54 ducks and 1 goose. So that was her total for this season, which I'm very, very happy for her. I know good and well if I was able to take her to Minnesota, she'd be well over 100 right now, or right at 100. And I can assure you she will not miss another trip unless there's something really, really bad going on. I think she learned a lot on this last trip. She had to chase a wounded duck that kept diving on her, and it was spinning around in circles. And finally, she closed in on that circle, and that last time he popped up was right in front of her, and she did her thing. So and brought it back to hand. So very beautiful, beautiful, full mature shoveler, Drake shoveler. Just happened to be one of the hunters we had. It was his second duck hunt and his first duck ever. What am I mad at you about? Oh yeah, I'm still mad at you about that. I am. I'm gonna be mad forever on that one, buddy. That's right. Bougie should have been right there. We'd have picked up a lot more ducks with her. I guarantee it. So there we go. There was my season. Again, I know that others had great seasons. They, I'm just telling you about what I had and what I experienced and what the guys I've been talking to throughout the country. And they were up and down. They were just up and down. To me, I think I had a really good start, but the finish just didn't quite. I just couldn't get across the finish line. So, let's see here. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Let's see. I had a whole list. How about you guys? I mean, come on. Put something in how your seasons were. Give me a high, a low. Give me a story, a short one, please. It takes so long. You can only type so much. Your dogs make any good retrieves? You make a good shot? Did you have a day where everything went perfect, or even if you had a day when everything went wrong? This is in the blind. Is what we talk about. I mean, good, the bad, the ugly. I mean, it just happens. My motor quit on me on the river. Luckily, I was with two other guys, and they had a boat, and they were able to drag me in. And let's see here, Kingdom Wildlife. Early teal and wood duck was good here. Gotcha. My season was great. 2 words. There you go. North Dakota. Well, hopefully, buddy, next year me and you both are going to be up there. I'm looking forward to that. I've already started putting my pennies in a jar to save up for it. But the boat did break down. I got it running again, but I don't trust it right now. I think it's a carburetor issue, and I'm gonna wait till it warms up, and then I'm gonna tear it down, pull the carb off of it, clean the carb, put new fuel line, brand new fuel, new plugs, just do the whole 9 yards to get her running again. New bulb, everything, new fuel lines. I'm just gonna redo it. Let's see here. Southern Illinois was tough. Ducks finally came down at the season end. I think they can read the calendar. Yeah, I do believe so. Dry early, good mid-season. January was a train wreck. Gotcha. And that's what I'm hearing from a lot of people. I could sit here and I'm not going to point the fingers tonight, although I could very easily. If you watched my last video, it's just a culmination of stuff that's going on, and we just got to make some hard decisions, guys. This is how I look at it now. For those you don't know, yes, I am 60 years old. I'll be 61 next month. Okay. I've shot a bunch of ducks. I still want to shoot a bunch of ducks, but I'm looking at the future. I'm looking at the future for my grandson right now. And, is he going to be able to hunt public water and be able to hunt like I did, or somewhat like I do, and be able to and be able to keep the waterfowling tradition going in my family? Overall was a great year. Good for you, Tyler. I'm not. Let's see here. That's right. You're the Tennessee guy that likes the Florida Gators. Gotcha. Social Security, here you come. Um, so I'm really hoping, so that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the distant future right now, and we're going to have to make some hard decisions. Plain and simple, we got to make some hard decisions. And a 30-4 is not new to me. We had that when I was growing up. And I remember when it went to 45 and went to 45-4, and then it went to 45-6, and now it's at 60-6. I think pressure is a big deal. The corn pond issue, some of y'all believe in it, some of you don't. And that's fine. That's cool. I'm not going to argue with anybody about that. I'm just going to state my opinion and keep on trucking. But we've got to make some decisions, and pressure is one of them. Are we giving the birds way too much pressure? Screw that season cutting garbage. I got it, but I understand what you're saying. I mean, I really do. I don't want to cut it, but I gotta look forward. But pressure is a pretty big issue, and I don't think it's a sole issue. I don't think weather is a sole issue. I don't think corn ponds is a sole issue. I think it's a combination. I don't think the breeding grounds, the wintering grounds. These are all issues, and we've got to address them. We've got to do it. If y'all have a suggestion, I'm serious. If you have a suggestion on cutting the pressure, either leave it in the comments down here, leave it in the comments, leave it in one of my videos. I'll see it. I ask for. I'm looking for answers. I'm looking for answers just like everybody else is. But decisions have got to be made. Decisions have got to be made. So there we go. Let's see here. Yeah, I got about 4 more years for Social Security. I doubt very seriously I'll do it in 4 years. I'll probably wait. I like to work too much, and Social Security is not going to pay my bills. I can guarantee that. So there we go. Like I was saying in the video, if you haven't seen it, please go do it. RD, what's going on? Clothing. I mean, believe it or not, the clothing nowadays is way better than we used to have. To keep you out there longer, which is added pressure on birds. All kind of. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff, dude. I mean, there's the spinning wings, the pulsators, the swimmers, technology on X and the Hunt app. All these applications can get you there. Mud motors, bigger, better motors, traditional outboards can get you places that you couldn't get to when I was growing up. They just couldn't get you there. So, Colt, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate you coming back, rather. I saw your message in the beginning before we started. So thank you so much for coming back. RD's in the house. RD, if Noah is listening, tell him I said hello. One of these days, I think me and Colt are going to get together and we're going to go do a collaboration video. One of these days. I keep telling him to give me a call, and so I'm calling him out right now. Let's go do something, bud. Let's go run the swamp. We'll run in my boat once I get it fixed, but other than that, we're going to have to run in yours. There's so much. There's so many things that we can look into. So, I hunted a total of 5 times in South Carolina this season. First 4 trips didn't even shoulder the gun. Last trip was Saturday. I what? You HUB hub? I didn't even go Saturday. I didn't even go Saturday. I knew better. Oh, you killed a limit. Oh, I got you. Killed a limit of woodies last Saturday. I got you. Um, I I didn't even go. Um, and I love hunting in the snow, but with the motor issues I was having, and some other, um, I just decided to stay home. I just decided to stay home. Um, but let's see here. I mean, there's just all kind of things we could sit here and point fingers at, and in the reality, it's a whole bunch of stuff. It's not just one thing, and I really do want everybody to understand that. Um, and when I bring out a video, I'm not trying to be absolute about it, but we got to address it. I mean, we got to look into it. We got to find out what is really. And I don't think some of the organizations that say they're helping us are really doing um, what they should have been doing. RD, that's exactly what we're talking about right now. How was your season? I think you're one of the few people I haven't talked to about the totality of the season. How did how'd your season go? Mine started off with a bang and then just kind of dwindled, just fell down. I know you went some places. I know you had some good hunts. I know you had some bad hunts. But how was your season? Oh, and while I'm waiting on that, um, I let's see here. Friday, well, we knew the snow was definitely coming. Um, Again, this is South Carolina, boys. For you guys that live up north and out west, y'all see 4 or 5 inches, and that's nothing to y'all. But for South Carolina, that's a total shutdown. Um, but I made a big pot of chili Friday. I started that thing early Friday morning, and I let it cook all day long. I think I'll take my frustration out on some snooze. There you go. We saw quite a bit of snow geese in Louisiana. Not huge flocks, flocks of 15 to 30. I mean, we saw a good amount of those flocks. Um, there's a bunch of issues. Yep. Laughing out loud, snow complaining. Yeah, dude, we just don't get it that often. I mean, we just don't get it. It was, I think, for you guys in South Carolina, if y'all can remember back that far, I think it was in 2016 where we had the last big event, snow event. North and South Carolina's had a ton of growth and development. You're 100% on that one. We have. We've lost a lot of wintering grounds. We're losing. For the drought up in Canada, we're losing. Hey boo, hey bougie. We're losing nesting grounds. It's not all gone. I still got some on the roof. I got a few patches in the on the lawn, around the front yard. But for the most part, it'll be gone by tomorrow. It'll finish up probably tomorrow. Todd Price, just Well, first of all, welcome to the channel. I was trying to read your post here. Welcome to the channel. Glad you're here. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like what's going on. Leave a thumbs down if you don't. Whatever. Just reaching out to say, we're just reaching out to say, I believe me building a couple of 2-acre ponds for a family is a lot different than what's going on other places of groups profiting from paying hunters every day to hunt. Okay, let me answer it like this. I am never going to tell a man what he can and cannot do on his own property. However, I do have an opinion, and I think everybody's entitled to their opinion. You can like it or you can dislike it. That's fine, as long as we have a civil conversation. That's all I ever ask. It's understand something that when I was growing up, in the late 70s, when I first started duck hunting, the mid 70s and the late 70s and then the 80s, the only places that had corn ponds or corn impoundments, flooded, unharvested corn, was basically the refuges. And that, do you remember me? I was there the last week. Ethan, hey, Ethan, what's going on, buddy? What's going on, buddy? Glad you could make it. So the only people that had them were the refuges, federal and state refuges. That was the only people that had standing flooded corn for the most part. And if anybody did, it was a 1 acre, a 2 acre area, and it didn't matter. It honestly just didn't matter. And I applaud private landowners for making waterfowl habitat. Trust me, I do. The issue now is not the 1 and 2 acre ponds. The issue is how many of those 1 and 2 acre ponds. I don't know where you're from. Oh Lord, my mind's slipping. Let's see here. Todd, I'm not exactly sure where you're from. Okay, so and if you want to say, you can say. If not, that's fine too. But if you're from South Carolina, there's some guys in here from South Carolina. You know as well as I do, if you're from here, from an area known as Jacks Creek Hatchery, all the way up past Spalkerberry Landing, there's close to 400 ponds, and it's not. If it was a handful of ponds, that'd be one thing. But it's over 400 ponds just on that stretch, and that doesn't include what's all over the state. So when you get all of that going on, it in my opinion, it can hamper, alter, or shortstop, as the term is usually known as, local migration. So the birds get here and because I'm quite sure if you have 1 or 2 acres of impoundment, that you probably only hunt it once or twice a week. I'm saying along the Lynch River, I've never actually hunted the ponds. We hunt beautiful along the river every couple of weeks. I understand what you're saying completely, and I enjoy your show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But I also want to explain myself to others who may not fully understand. So it's just not that 1 or 2 acres. Those 1 or 2 acres have now become thousands upon thousands. You being from South Carolina, I mean, listen, dude, me and you both could get in a truck and we could start at the North Carolina line and drive east and west, north and south, and we will find corn ponds all over the place, along the coast, up on the PD rivers, both the little PD, the big PD, the Lynches, the Wateree, the Santee, the Saluda, Congaree, Edisto. I mean, we can go on and on and on. And there's just so many of them that in my opinion, and until somebody can scientifically prove otherwise, I think it's hampering and altering our migration. You got to remember in the mid 70s when I started duck hunting, I was 7 years old. Shot my first duck. Santee Cooper National, the Santee National Wildlife Refuge was hosting approximately anywhere from 50 to 75,000 mallards. That's just mallards. I did not include all the other ducks. Prior to that, it was anywhere from 60 to 90,000 mallards and roughly anywhere from 14 to 16,000 Canada geese. And the only place that had corn was the refuge, the mid 1870s. So the only place that had refuges, the only place that had corn were the refuges. And I talked to like my dad, who hunted extensively in the 50s and 60s, and there were some guys who tried to build corn impoundments with very little success. These ducks would get up off the refuge and they would fly up the Sparkleberry, up past Sparkleberry on the Congaree and the Wateree. And if you're from the Lynches, you may know this area, but they fly up to Twin Rivers area. They would fly up to the Wateree prison area. And the other half would get up and pretty much fly north I-95 to a place called Pacala Swamp, which is a swamp between Sumter and Manning. And Sammy Swamp was in the middle of it, and they would dump into Sammy and they would dump into Pacala. And that's what we had. Then some things changed, bad nesting years, and then came the what I call the onslaught of corn ponds. And they started more and more along the Santee Lakes. And we watched it. We literally watched the migration. We knew the birds were there. We knew they were there. You could hear them. You could see them flying high and then dumping right down into those ponds. And they had food, water, rest. And, it was like mini refuges. And again, I'm not saying that the private landowners are bad people. Not one bit. I think there was some good intentions in the beginning. I just think now we need to take another look at it. We need to really take another look at it. Is it hampering or altering the migration? That's all I want to know. If they say it's not, then hey, I'll keep saying what I think, but we'll go from there. Another issue here in South Carolina is the released mallards. And I did a video on it. Go back and look at it, called the Mutt Mallards of South Carolina. I found this out here recently, that some DNA was taken from western ducks, the Mississippi and Central Flyway, and 25% of what was tested now has game farm genes in them. So this is another problem. See, those ducks don't migrate like wild ducks do. They get game farm genes, 25%. They're gonna become resident ducks, and they don't migrate. And as long as they got food, they got water, they got rest, they're not going anywhere. So I think there's a problem. I think that's a huge issue. I think that pressure. As I said in my video, I think we've become very, very efficient at killing ducks, with being able to stay out longer, with the clothing that we got, with the Mr. Buddy heaters. I'm not saying outlaw good clothing. I'm not saying outlaw Mr. Buddy Heaters. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that there's a lot of pressure because of these things, and we may need to look at somehow limiting that pressure. Um, and you know, I do not want to outlaw clothing or you know, listen, I'm an old fat guy. I'm not going to do very well in buckskins trying to wade around the river in a Piro. That's just not gonna work for me. But we need to limit it somehow. The only way I know how, off the top of my head, is reduce seasons and limits. That's the only way I know how to do it. If there's a better way, or somebody's got another, the prices on clothes should be outlawed. If there's a better way, then please somebody post up, a better way to relieve pressure at this point in time. You'd pay. Hey, listen, look here. I will go get a P-row and some buckskins. How much money you got? Because I want to go to North Dakota and I need some money and I got bills to pay. So, I know a guy that has a leather shop and I can get some buckskins and a P-row and I'll have somebody film it on the roughest day we can find and I'll flip it. So, I don't want to see him outlaw clothes and Mr. Buddy Heaters and decoys. No, I'm not saying that at all. So what is another way to reduce pressure? What is another way? And that's what that community post was about. So if you haven't seen the community post, please go over there, vote on it. Let me know what you think and leave a comment on if you've got another idea. If you got another idea, leave a comment. Let me know. I really do want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what y'all are thinking. It's the only way we're going to do things and get things done is by talking to each other. Again, I'm a moist soil advocate. I've always have been. Your OnlyFans handle could be P-Row. You could buy no. Yeah. Is cutting the season and limits supposed to increase the amount of overall duck populations? Hang on one second, Tyler. I'm still getting over this payroll OnlyFans handle. Man, that's not a bad handle. That's not a bad handle. Is cutting the season and limits supposed to increase the amount of overall duck population? Well, if you think of it like this, if you do cut the season and you cut the limits, you'll have more ducks going back to breed. You'll have more nesting ducks. That's a fact. I mean, that's what's going to happen, right? I mean, you can't. I think it's funny, Tyler. I do. So I think yes, I think it would increase. Now we still have the issues of nesting. We still have the nesting areas. We still have issues in bearded P-row ain't bad either. You wait, I'm gonna figure out how to do an OnlyFans, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. The bearded P-row. Man, I'd love if I can make some money and make a few dollars sitting in a P-row paddling around. That would be great. Let's see here. So yeah, I do think it would help. It would be on the track to get more ducks. I think that. But again, limited seasons and limited limits, reduce limited season of the season and reducing the duck limits is. I tell you right now. Again, I'm a devil's advocate. I can see both sides. Duck hunting stuff may go up. The duck hunting gear the prices may go up. Maybe some businesses go out of business, and I definitely don't want to see that either. And messing with people's livelihoods. So I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's just a lot to think about. I mean, and to really talk about. Um, the population here in South Carolina has exploded, not to mention the TV shows that took off 10, 15 years ago. I remember seeing a mud motor go down the road for the first time and thought, uh-oh. And it was probably mine. um, I think there was 4 long. This is before all the short tails, and all we had was long tails. And I know that there was 4 on the lake that were go devils, and I was one of them. And I had never seen one before until the time I bought mine. Then I saw 3, and I actually knew those 3 guys. But yeah, I don't want to see mud motors outlawed. I, I don't like to hear it. Even though mine's stock. I don't put any extra stuff on it. But there's pressure there too. There's pressure in turning on your turtle box and going blaring through the swamp, blaring your turtle box. You're running ducks and stuff up. So there's a wait a minute, getting my 870 tack hot releases a lot of pressure. You go Anti. I just think there's a lot of things. There's I think pressure is a big one. So how do you change that? Flyaway shift is a big thing. I did that video early in my career in YouTube. I mean early, and yeah, the flyaways are shifting. I was saying that years ago. I think actually today's the 2nd. By the way, guys, in 4 days, if I'm not mistaken, in about 4 days, I have been on YouTube for 6 years. So this is my anniversary week. I didn't even know it. Didn't even realize it. Let's see here. Let's see what Scott's saying. I think a little bit of all of the above should be considered. Get the ponds under control, a slight change in the season, and really focus on habitat. Amen, brother. I do too. We need, and I'm talking for me as far as being local. But we need more food in the swamps, and unfortunately, we can't put it up there because it's under Santee Co-op, electric co-op, and they won't let us plant or seed or do any of that kind of stuff. Happy 6 P-Row there. Thank you so much. So, but we need to get more food up there. We need to get more food in the swamps. We need to get more food on the lake itself. And that's something that's going to have to be done locally. But yeah, habitat, nesting habitat, wintering habitat. I'm working on another video about this, so bear with me. I don't want to release too much. I want you to watch it. And you're right. To say the fact there's a lot of TV shows, there's social media with YouTube, and yes, I'm a YouTuber, but YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all the others that are out there. People are posting stuff up left and right. Some real, some are AI generated, some are real, some are not. We start dropping out seeds. Yeah, last time I did that, the game wardens chased me for 6 miles. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I kind of hinted on this comment on that video that it doesn't to me seem like I know what the statistics say. The statistics say that we have a drop in hunters. but I don't see it, and I don't know if that's because we didn't have, when I was growing up, there would um you know there was no social media. I mean, dude, there wasn't even cell phones. Okay, so yes, I am pre Google. Yeah, I started when I started. Yeah, I'm pre Google. Um, so maybe it just seems that way because of all the social media. Um, uh, do you think hunter numbers are up? That's what I was just talking about. I guess I was talking about it as you were typing. I see more hunters now, and let me let me put it this way. I see more hunters now, and that could be because of social media, or that could be in a reduction in areas to hunt, and we're all ganging up in the same places because we all want to shoot a duck. Um, I think there's that. Um, and I think it's also where you're at as well. You know, I mean, if you're born and raised in Arkansas and you hunt the standing timber, um, then you're going to start seeing a lot more hunters because you got a lot of out of state hunters. So it's going to look like there's a whole bunch more. If you're in the frozen tundra where Cody's at, um, you may see them on calm days, on more nicer days. So, I don't know, dude. But most people with common sense won't come. That's why I went, because I have no common sense. Plus, I got nagged to death to go. Way more hunters in the Mississippi Flyway, no doubt. Okay. Um, Wait a minute. I saw something about Santee and I think Colt. Hang on, Colt. I wish we could broadcast Japanese melons in July and Santee draw down the lake if possible. Yeah, as much as I'm against throwing grain out there for them, um, you know, I I tell you what, I would love to see Colt, and to be honest, I would like to see them draw the lake down as low as they can get it. I mean, as low as it can possibly be, and still maintain the generators, and go in there and cut some of that timber out, and cut some of them cypresses out and those tupelos out, and get sunshine back. Get the sunshine back, which will help grow moist soil stuff. Oh, I did. I love the heck out of it, dude. If it wasn't for your governor and the craziness in St. Paul and Minneapolis, I'd probably move up there. Um, um, so that's what I'd like to see. To be honest, I'd like to see them draw and have go in there and log it out for a year. Um, get those some of these holes that are opened up, so sunlight can reach the water and reach the ground and grow your springle tops and your smart weeds and your lizard's tail and some of your duck potato and all that kind of stuff, and let that growing back. I think that would be a right direction. But yeah, I got you, man. If they draw down and let us spread, I mean, I guarantee you, if they said, okay, we can go and run down the banks of the Santee and sling Jap millet, you'd have every duck hunter in the world in South Carolina doing it. And they would buy their own seed. They'd buy their own seed and sling it out, and not if they allowed it. Let's see here. I see more hunters, but not a good quality of hunters. More like just shooters, if that makes sense. It makes a whole bunch of sense. All right, RD, take care of yourself. I think that makes a whole bunch of sense, and I understand what you're saying. All right, I don't know what the age gap is in this chat. I have no clue. I know some of y'all personally, so I know those ages. But this generation and it's a me generation. It's about who can kill the most ducks, who can kill them the fastest, who can kill them the farthest away. Um, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna come out and say we need to outlaw 3.5-inch shells by no means. What I am saying is the newer hunters, the younger hunters, um, they have seen all these TV shows, they've seen these YouTube videos, and it looks like that those hunters are shooting ducks, 50, 60, 70 yards out, when in reality, those ducks are 30, 35 yards out. It's just the camera just does it makes them look like they're farther away. I don't think we want to discourage hunting though. No, I'm not saying discourage it at all. I just think that there's some of them don't have the the um, the knowledge that's needed. No one taught them. They're learning it from a couple of buddies of theirs, or they're doing it on their own without any guidance. Okay, Arkansas duck stamp sales in 1994, 1995, residents 29,000, non-residents 17,000, 48,000 non-residents to 57,000. Residents 48, non-residents. Yeah, and you looked that up quick. I ain't that quick on looking stuff up. Take me an hour and a day to do it. But I don't think they have the knowledge, and could the waterfowling YouTuber, that niche that's strictly into waterfowling, myself included, are we not promoting it correctly? Guys, talk to me. Are we not promoting it correctly? Are we not trying to teach more? Is it all about what's on the tailgate, or what's in the front of the boat? Is that too much? Do we need more educational videos? I've tried to do a few. They don't seem to go anywhere. But is that one of the problems? I think, if Ethan, are you still in here? If you're in here, man, sound off. You as a young hunter, tell me what you think. What would you like to see from some of your favorite waterfowling YouTubers? Tell me. We'll see what we can do. Is it decoy placement? Is it shot strings? Is it distances? What can I do and to better promote it, better promote waterfowling in the United States? Give me your thoughts. I want to hear them. I definitely want to hear them. That is a good glass of sweet tea, boys. That is a good glass of sweet tea. All right. We've been here an hour and didn't even realize it. And if we want to keep going, I need some feedback. Need a little bit of feedback. Tell me what you think. So what else? We've I don't know what else. I don't know what else to do here. I'm up for suggestions. Everybody. It seems like when I turn on a waterfowling channel, it's all about, the kill. I mean, it's all about it. And it's all about bam, 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 bam. Here we do. Here we go. We got, 6-man limit. You know, what is what should be, what would you like to see? Is that you want to continue seeing that, or you want more educational stuff? And I do. I do think that us that are in the waterfowling niche, and I'm not big by no means, but do we need to promote more ethical style hunting, and getting them in close instead of sky busting? Understanding the unwritten rule of not shooting swing ducks when somebody's working, not setting up 50 yards away from somebody just because you think you can because it's public water, and you have a right to be there just as much as anybody else, to shoot at a wood duck. Um, what are y'all's thoughts? Really want to hear it. Really want to hear it. So anyway, I need some feedback, guys. I need a little bit of feedback. Let's see here. What else? Scott, you probably told me this before, but where are you from, brother? I can't remember. I apologize for all that, but I half the time I don't even know where I'm at. Good points. Need to continue this later. I need to get ready for tomorrow. Yeah, me too. Hey, if you happen to talk to Craig, tell him I said, hey, I've called him a few times and go straight to voicemail and send him a couple of texts. Like to hear from him. I know he's been busy running trap lines. So there we go, guys. There we go. We got so much. I don't want to beat a dead horse to death, but I think that okay. And I 100% agree on that, Tyler. Being able to kill ducks and geese at further distances, and I shoot Carlisle Lake area, Southern Illinois. Gotcha. Sorry. I now remember that. I now remember Southern Illinois. But thank you again. You know, I do shoot TSS at times. I do shoot bismuth a lot. I like bismuth. Doesn't mean I can kill them farther. I just like the shot, and I still shoot steel on certain occasions. I'll still shoot steel. But it's there's some advancements. There have been some advancements in the steel industry, and as far as steel shot loads go, you know, they're now saying, and this is coming from a shot shell manufacturer who I talk to on a regular basis, Keith G at Salt Creek. But there's talk around in the industry that smaller shot is better now. Slowing the speeds down on that slower shot gives you better patterns, give you more shot, gives you ample opportunity to get those ducks in close. And then again, not everybody hunts the same way. We have guys that I love to have ducks decoying. That is my favorite. Locked up, feet getting ready to touch the water. And I mean, when you pull the trigger, you see the shot surround that duck and hit the water on all. That shot hits all sides of him, and you see it hit the back. That's what I like. But you have pass shooters. You do. I mean, you have pass shooters and you have decoying shooters. You have open water shooters. You have timber hole. You got swamps. So, but you got to find the gun and you got to find the choke tube and the proper shot size. And that just takes time. Um, but they are finding out that better choke tubes and getting really good quality choke tubes along with smaller shot is working out better nowadays. I can't never remember the guy's first name, but he's the owner of Mueller Choke Tubes. I can't never remember his first name. But he's even talked about it, and Keith has talked about it, and I've heard others talk about it. I plan on doing a bunch of testing with smaller shot and choke tubes this year. A bunch of testing. I got a bunch of stuff back behind me that we can go ahead and shoot. So there you go on that. But I'm 100% correct, 100% agreement with you, Tyler. Um, and how many of us actually go to the range during the off season? I mean, seriously, once, twice during the spring or summer, you're too busy fishing, too busy doing other things, honeydew list around the house or going on vacations. I think with the right shot and right gun and the right choke tube, I think, and 4 days a month at a range, and I think you'll figure it out. And I think that's another thing. I mean, sky busting. Sky busting is a huge problem, but how do you regulate it? How do you even regulate that? The only way to do it is if you're on a wildlife management area and you limit the shell numbers. But what if you're on an open public area where anybody can go on that water? How are you going to regulate that? That would be a hard one. So I mean, there's a lot of questions, man. A lot of questions. Lots of questions there. Number 6 heavy 12 is my go-to. I prefer the bismuth number 5 in my 16. That's what I prefer. That's my go-to shell. Most definitely, I love it, and that is just because during I grew up during the lead days, and we shot number 5s, the high brass number 5s, Winchester Western, and we shot believe it or not, we shot high brass Winchester Western Super X 7.5s. I shoot a full choke, number 1s and BBs with steel and 2s with heavy 12s. I got you. I shoot improved cylinder or modified. That's what I do. I try to get the ducks in close. If I'm in a pass shooting situation, I'll switch out to a full choke, but I like that. If I'm in the timber or in a swamp and I got ducks that are decoying, it's improved cylinder, or even the tightest I'll go is a modified. But that's what I shoot. But I do plan on going to the range a lot more this year. I mean, a lot more. I mean, a whole heap, a bunch more. That is my goal this year. As soon as it starts to warm up, I mean, literally, when it starts to warm up around here and we get our days back in the 60s and 70s, I'm gonna be at the range on the weekends, probably on a Friday. Go for, take a box of shells and go out and shoot a round. That's it. Don't even worry about it. Just go. If you got a place like we do, we got a little range right up the road from us, and there's they got a 5 stand, they got a skeet range, they got trap, and they also have a sporting clays. And but uh, I'll go to the 5 stand, and I will pick a target, and that's the only target I shoot at. If it's left to right, right to left, or coming at me, decoying in, sort of, so to speak, that's what I'm shooting that day. And then the next week I'll go to something else. I shoot a full choke whether I'm shooting sporting clays or shooting doves. It's just better for me to practice the same way all the time. And there's no more truth in that than you can shake a stick at. That is whatever fits you, brother. I mean, I can tell people to go and shoot TSS. I can tell people to go shoot bismuth. I can tell people to shoot strictly steel. But whatever works for you, and just whatever you work with, and what works for you. I like no more than a 28-inch. I prefer a 26-inch gun is my prefer gun. My new Sweet 16 has got a 28-inch barrel on it. That's the only reason I got it, is because they didn't have a 26. But I still got it. But all my other guns are anywhere from 26 to 28 inches. I did sporting clays my first time this year and had it's addictive, brother. Mark, it's addictive. I'm telling you right now, it's very addictive. But I do plan on going to the range a lot more this year. A lot more training with Bougie. We gotta work some bad habits out and get her back into shape. Because when it's time to go to North Dakota, I want her ready. Let's see here. I haven't seen him in here tonight, but we're going to be doing some trout line fishing this year, some turkey hunting this year. Got plans to do all that, so be on the lookout when that stuff starts coming around. I did have some wood duck boxes, and I was going to put some up, and the guy that had them, that was going to give them to me, he and his son actually went ahead and put them up already. So I was going to put up a few wood duck boxes. I still may try to get some. It's going to be kind of late to be putting up wood duck boxes. They should have been put up in October to get seasoned for the wood ducks this year and start filling it full of sawdust and whatnot now. Wood ducks are going to start, once it starts to warm up a little bit, they'll start to go on nest. There you go. What else, guys? What else? Well, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it. We've been here for an hour and almost 20 minutes, and I think it's been a good time. I've had a good time. It's my first live stream before I left to go to Louisiana. So hope we're going to get this show back on the road every Monday night, 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be coming out here and talking about what happened during the week and what's going on and plans. Just think of it as you're in the blind with your buddy and you just having conversations. That's what this thing's all about. But I hope you enjoyed tonight. If you haven't, go check out that video I did. Check out the post and check out little Bougie making her first snow goose retrieve. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your support. And let's see what happens for this 6th year with Daddy Duck 365. So anyway, have a good night. Y'all take care, and we will see y'all next time on Daddy Duck 365. Good night, y'all.